Hello, 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 and welcome to Fantasy Art Thursdays. I'm just working on getting my lighting here. I'm gonna have to add some washers to these. I can't tighten them up anymore, and they're falling down on me. They're falling down. I say. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Hopefully, there's not too much shadow. There's a little bit of shadow. That's what I try to do is get the lighting right so the shadows are reduced and then it doesn't get in the way, but actually all I've done is create double shadow. How about that? And the screws are loose and they just keep on, but that's what we're gonna have to go with tonight. We are gonna have to go with a little bit of shadow. But thanks everybody for stopping by. We're gonna do a little fantasy art sketching. That's about it. Probably won't be on super long tonight. There is some stuff available in the bin. And if there's any auctions you would like for me to run, just let me know. I've got my energy drink, I've got my water, and I've added a new tool to my live streams. My back scratcher. Oh man, there's nothing better I like than a good back scratch. And I need to just start keeping this thing handy. As you all can hear me scratch my dry skinned back. I don't have a painting planned for tonight because I just finished up one yesterday and I haven't sat down to plan out the next one. I think the next fantasy art painting for Mythology Madness is going to be the Egyptian god Ra. So I think that's where I'm going to go with it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking that's where I'm going to go next. So I decided, you know what? Let me finish this sketch that I started working on earlier this week and, work on it a little bit and then ink it if it's to my liking. So what I did is I had a preliminary sketch of a Minotaur concept that I put down, and then I kind of lightly erased it, and then I started redrawing it, a little bit better. Like here you can see that was my rough sketch of I'm like, if it was a block with nails out of it or spikes or something, and then I erase it. I like the concept, but I'm going to detail it a little bit more. His upper body and the head, I wanted to work on a little bit, so I did that. And now I'm down into the legs and into his skirt. I don't know what else to call it, toga, dressing, whatever. I still need to work on the serratus anterior over here a little bit to kind of make it cool. And that's what we're going to do. So since we're not painting, there's not a lot of setup. I got my pencil. It's sharpened. It's one of the I think it's 2 millimeters lead holders, and then I have a 0.7, a 0.5 mechanical pencil. I love my 0.5, but I can't use them because I just continually break the lid. I'm too heavy-handed, which is why I enjoy the lead holders, where I just put a fat piece of lead in it. Maybe not. Oh, this is getting kind of short. I'm almost done with this piece. All right. I'm glad I paid attention. But, this is what I like to just, because if I don't sharpen it, I have one that I keep dull and I just use it to kind of concept out something. And then I have a couple that are sharp for when I want to tighten up the drawing. And that's the phase I'm in now, is tightening up the drawing. I was doing a grass skirt at first, which honestly, I didn't like the way it came out. So I erased it. That's the beautiful part about sketching. If you don't like it, erase it. The tail, I worked out a little bit. I do like the way the tail came out, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of finalize that up a little bit. Anyone who's stopping by, thank you. I appreciate it. I know there's lots of shows to choose from. And the fact that you stopped by just for a little while with me warms the cockles of my heart. Is that a thing? The cockles of my heart? It's been a long time since I had the cockles of my heart warmed. But having people hang out and view the art warms my cockles of my heart. I forgot where I heard that. The cockles of my heart. Probably some stupid TV show. I'm an older person, so I grew up with the Stooges. Oh, that may tell you something about me. So a lot of my Minotaur I conceive and design for my game. And I have a game that I designed. It's a role-playing game that works on most tabletop gaming systems, including your favorite fantasy role-playing tabletop game. And I currently have a Kickstarter with uh, a $1. It's called Minotaur Encounters, and it's only $1. And you get 5 encounters that you can run separately, or you can run them all together for a full adventure. And that's what's cool about it. But the full game, Lords of the Labyrinth, is a lot more than the Minotaur encounters. There's an island I designed, the home of the Minotaur, the Minotaur King. And I have designed over 100 Minotaur, each with their own backstory and unique characteristics and abilities. And you place them, use them as you see fit. So now I like the tail. I don't like the belt buckle because it's wrong. It should be angled over more. If this is the center line of his abs, then the belt would actually be about right here. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. We're starting to get into some beautiful weather all around the country, I think. I am in Florida, and we had a few cold spells that did not warm the cockles of my heart. They froze my buns off. But hopefully that cold spell is gone, never to return. I've been able to ride my bike a couple of times this year. Actually, I can ride it just about every day. Some days I just punk out. That's all it is, really. It's not that I can't ride. It's just I punk out. I won't lie about it. All right, I like that. I like the weapon, but I think the skirt I didn't like the grass. So I think what I'm going to go with is more of a leathery. And I really don't like the leather. I mean, if we think about it, would a Minotaur wear leather armor? I think not, right? I don't think they would. So we're not going to go with leather. We're going to go with metal. Let's go with and that's why I went with grass at first. But let's go with some metal plating. How about that? Well, yeah. Let's go with a combination of metal plates, and see what that gives us. Or something. Well, something besides leather. A Minotaur and leather armor just seems incredibly wrong to me. Bamboo. Bamboo would be cool. I could rock with some bamboo maybe. That's some research I need to do this weekend. Types of armor besides leather and metal. Because a Minotaur isn't going to rock leather. We just can't have it. It's not right. It ain't right. And cloth just makes no sense, right? Maybe some cloth to hold it together. But that's kind of like one of the reasons why I very rarely do like shoulder and straps and holsters and stuff, because they would be made out of leather. Now, it could be leather from the hides of different animals. I'm down with that. Um, I'm down with that. But I try to just think a little bit more outside the box. With what I'm going here. And that's kind of starting to look pretty cool. Couldn't really tell you what it was made out of, but it's not feathery and it's not leather. So that's all I really need. I just got to have that impression that I'm not sure what that is, but it's not leather, and maybe it's metal. Maybe it is a bamboo or some other type of natural fiber. I'm okay with that. Also, each of my Minotaur get a name. These are my children, all 100 of them, 100 plus. I'm sorry if you can hear me slurping on my drink. I apologize for that. I kind of like the staggered look. And it definitely kind of leads you into the question of what is that? What is that made out of? And that's kind of cool to generate that kind of question. I'm good with that. And I don't want it to look too uniform. I want to kind of give it that overlapping haphazard feel. Like maybe you could figure it out, but at the same time, maybe not. It has to be believable and interesting at the same time. And it looks kind of makeshift, even, I think. I like that. I like that. That's cool. That's way better than the grass. All right. So that's cool there. We got our tail in, and now we're going to work on the legs a little bit. So this leg, I had kind of sketched them both in, and the way the Minotaur leg is, it's kind of down, 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 and their foot is actually this part and the back. So it's almost like these are toes and this is the foot. These are toes and this is the foot. That's kind of the anatomy of a lot of animals like cats, dogs, horses, bulls. Excuse me while I take another sip. So I want to show that jaggedness of bam, 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 bam. And I like the way these parts came out. I don't like the way the knees came out. So I'm going to erase the knees and do them again. Again, if you're watching this now or you're watching it on repeat or anything later, these Minotaur are based on my game Lords of the Labyrinth, which is available now on 5 mini encounters for $1. Along with that, there's an opportunity to buy some original art from my Minotaur. I've only sold them once before. That was here on my Whatnot show. And I've only sold one Minotaur ever. The rest of them I've kept home with Papa. So this is the second time ever I've sold any of them. And I've got 6 of them up for sale. And that'll be it for a while. All right. So now this one, the thigh is coming down. That's not the issue. And this leg is coming up. That's not the issue. But the issue is what's in front. That's where I was having the problem with before. And I think the knee comes up this way. I think this part of the leg is in front. And then the thigh is underneath. I think the thigh is underneath. And so that means this part will come up like that. Up under there. And then over and down. Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it. And then I can further emphasize that by doing that kneecap up front. And then maybe blend that out just a little. Okay, I like that one. That's cool. And then on this leg, the thigh is on top. So this part of the leg goes underneath. So I'm going to bring this out a little bit more. And then it's going to come up under there just a little bit. And at some point it kind of shoots over maybe. But I need to rock this part and do just the opposite where the kneecap is exposed down here. And then this rocks up under there. Okay, I like that better. When I ink it, I think I'll be able to kind of show a little bit more where my head's at. All right, that's cool. If we check on the serratus anterior, my lighting is going to come from this direction. This is the direction of my lighting. I like to use these as a little reminder, just a little painter's tape with the arrow on it. So this will be in shadow. This will be in shadow. This part of the head will be highlighted, and then this part will be in shadow, maybe even under there. I think I can get some nice deep blacks with this angle here. That's a tangent. Don't want that. I messed that all up. Actually, you know what? I'll leave it. I'll leave it. And I'll just black all this out. That might be cool, I think. Oh no, because that's going to be blacked out there. So I can't black all that out. This is going to be blacked out here. And I'm going to say here. This is what's going to be blacked out. Right there. So I do want to put in some detail there. For me, this is the fun part, is working out shapes and shadows. If this was going to be a professional project for a customer, I would grab some of my toys and my lighting, and I would shoot reference pictures and get it just right. But as a free sketch, I think this is cool. I'm not sure why that's like this, but I can dig it. And I'm just adding in some funky shapes right now to kind of maybe bring it home a little bit, because I do think part of this should be in shadow there too. And this will be in shadow. Okay. That doesn't make sense. That's not right, but I think it looks cool geometrically. And I'm going to leave it. And then this is going to come down like that. Because I may wind up, after I put in the deep blacks, then I'll probably figure out something else a little bit different. All right. And with the light coming this way, a lot of this arm will be in shadow, right? It's behind the shield. So I'll just put that in shadow, that side of the arm. And the shield, I wanted a funky looking shield too. I wasn't sure. Originally, I was going to make it a tortoise shell. And with some spikes on it. And honestly, there's no reason why I can't, to be honest. Right? I don't know why I thought that would be cool. I think I thought it would be cool because I've never done it before. nor have I necessarily, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I don't remember seeing a tortoise shell with spikes on it as a shield. If it exists, then cool. If I've seen it and just subconsciously don't remember it, I apologize. I don't remember seeing it though. I just want to caveat that. So I'm going to just kind of make some tortoise shell. I don't even know if this is right, but it looks good. So I'm down with it. It looks kind of funky. Funky. I got to watch the tangent there. I got to watch the tangent there. Booyah. So give it a little tortoise shell and then, some spikes sticking out. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Almost like a porcupine tortoise hybrid. Kind of, sort of, maybe. I will spike you, you summama. Okay. I can dig it. I can dig it. And then, same thing with the weapon up here. It's a block. It's a wood block. Almost like rough cut lumber, but with a little craftsmanship in it. And I want to inset this just for a little detail. Just inset that in there a little bit. And then just kind of rough it out. And this will be wood. So I'll be able to put some wood texture on it. And we're going to spike it as well. And I don't want it to look uniform in any way, shape, or form. I want it to look haphazard. Not necessarily random, because random isn't a thing in the real world, right? Is anything really random? But we can make it look haphazard, like it was done in a rush. Maybe even break a few off. Because they've been used in combat. And actually, we can break off a few more. Yeah, I'll break this one off. I'll break this one off. I'll Take this one off just to kind of show that it's been used. And then I'll do the same thing down here. Break this one off. Break this one off. Break this one off. So break that one. Break that one and break that one. And I can add one here broke as well. So there we go. I think that's cool. I think that's a good design. Now let's throw in some more deep shadows. Like I said, this whole arm back here is going to be behind the shield. That's going to be in shadow. His hand would be too, but on the hand, I'm going to do a little rim light to kind of keep it interesting. So we'll do a little rim light on the knuckles to kind of keep it interesting. Okay. I think I want all of this in shadow. Yep, I like that better. I'm going to put this in shadow. I'm going to put this in shadow. I'm going to really try to go heavy on the deep blacks on this piece. Try to get a lot of stuff deep in shadow. I'm going to throw his mouth in shadow. Really set off the teeth. I'm going to black out the eyes. Underneath the arm here, I think I can get away with some shadow. Right about there. In the palm, I think I can get away with some shadow. On this side of the knuckle, I think I can get away with some shadow. And this would be in shadow on the inset. Actually, the inset would be in shadow too, but actually I'll do this side in shadow and see how it goes. What else? Where can I get some nice deep blacks in there? I think I will take a couple of these tiles and put them into deep shadow and kind of give it some layered effect. Get it some depth. That's the word I was looking for. Okay. else? What else? What else? I want this eye to be a little more interesting. I also want the muzzle to be a little more interesting. Okay. And I could even cut this corner here. Add some depth. I can put part of the belt. The underside of the leg can go deep. I think that'll add to the depth of the leg as well. And then I can bring this part around and showcase that. And then here, same. Okay, I'm digging it. I like it. I think that's a good design. I think it's a fun design. And I'm not going to ink it just yet because I need to take a picture of this. And I need my phone to take the picture. But let me see if there's another one. I've been on for 30 minutes, knocking out a sketch. And I'll probably take a picture and then ink it off camera. I mean, the inking piece of it, I've inked enough stuff on camera. People know how I like to ink. Use them. Actually, I do like this design. I do like this concept design. And to ink it, I'm going to use my Pentel brush pen. Actually, I'll just show my whole case. So this is my inking case. I have my Pentel brush pen. I have another lead holder. And this one, I've got plenty of lead, so I'm good to go. And then I have my Copic multi-liners, a 0.1, a 0.3, a 0.5, and a brush. And the reason I like these, you can replace the tip if it gets dull, and you can replace the ink cartridge. So I love them. I keep spare cartridges. Just slide it out, put in a new cartridge, put the cap back on, and you keep going. Now, the Copic multi-liner brush pen, I do not like. It is too funky for me. When this one dries up, I'm gonna keep it till it dries up. I'm gonna keep using it until it's dry. But after it dries, I won't be refilling the brush pen. The tip of this one is just, and I can show you what I mean. Let me grab a piece of my scrap paper here. I'll show you why I don't like it. So I have to find a piece of spot. It's the tip of it is, you can't really get sharp sharp lines. And I'll come over here. No matter how I try, I can't get a nice sharp line. And I can only go about that fat. You know, it's not a great brush pen, but I want to try it and give it a chance. Now my Pentel brush pen, this is actually nylon fibers like a paintbrush. And I can get really thin lines as well as super thick lines. And I can easily go from thin to thick, back to thin to thick, and just it flows so smooth. So that's going to stay. And then for larger area, and here's the cartridge to refill the brush pen. And then I have a set of Copic markers. I've got 3 blacks and brush tip, chisel tip, super wide. I love this one. Super wide, get in there, really get some ink going. Actually, I need to add some. Oh, that's good. There we go. You fill up some spots quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then I keep refills, but I also have a gray, a cool gray, and it's a C1. So if I'm doing a quick sketch, I can use this to kind of put my forms down and do my underdrawing, and you can't really see it that well. But then I don't get a pencil line. So suppose someone says, hey, can you do a quick Minotaur head sketch for me? I can come in, I can just kind of sketch it, make sure it's good to go, the composition, booyah, and then I can come back and ink it without having to spend time erasing pencil lines. So I love this one as well. So this is the kit I keep with me. And here's all of the nibs are replaceable on the Copic markers and the liner and the multi-liners. And you can use this tool here. You grab the tip and you pull it out. So I'm not going to mess up good tips. So if the chisel tip, I can take it, I pull it out, I take my refill, I refill the ink, bloop, 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 and I stick it back in. Or if the tip runs out, I just pull it out and put in a new tip. So I love this. I love this kit. I put it together. I think it came with some of the Copic markers, and then I started adding and taking away stuff. And this is the kit that I like. The only thing I don't like right now is the Copic brush pen. And I will probably replace it with a 0.8. I have a 0.1, a 0.3, a 0.5. I will probably replace that with a 0.8 or something bigger. Although once I get bigger, then I've got my markers over here. So I don't really necessarily need to do that. But for now, it has a space. I use it when I want to get some dry brush effect because it is good for that. So if I want to get some dry brush effect, I use it for that. I use it for feathering, and that, I can use it for that. But that occurs so infrequently. I really don't use it that much, which is why it's still in here, because if I don't put it in here, I'm never going to use it. It's never going to dry up. And then that defeats the whole purpose. So there's my inking toolkit and sketching. And this is what I take to conventions where I can do sketches for people on the fly. So quick show tonight, but it's always nice to at least get it in if it's scheduled. I like the way this came out. Thank you for stopping by, or thank you for revisiting if you are watching this after the fact. I appreciate it either way. And Saturdays is sketch cards Saturday night. And this Saturday, I think I'm going to do a comic book cover if I don't have sketch cards to do. So thanks a lot. I appreciate everybody. You all take it easy. Peace out.